watched Holes a couple nights ago with my glass cutting friends. And what a good fucking movie. We could not. I was dying watching that fucking movie. I didn't realize it was fucking Sigourney Weaver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With the poison fingernails,
you're right.
Isn't she
Yeah, and
venom in her
I looked. I
fingernails?
was like, oh my god, she was born to play this role.
Not alien. Not alien. She was born for holes. The movie about going to jail.
No, going to
That
camp.
movie is so absurd.
Digging holes.
And then jail.
I love that movie.
Eat the onions.
We need to watch Holes.
I
It's
can
so
fix
good.
that.
You should
Should
watch
we
it even
watch
though you hate it.
Holes?
I can
I
fix
hate that movie.
Structurally, the movie is very good.
I hate that movie.
It's
I think it's boring. I don't think it's
no, it's
interesting.
Stanley Yelnats. His name is the same front and
Stanley
back.
Yelnats.
Stanley Yelnats,
Yell
which is
Nats.
lazy. All right, are we ready? It's lazy.
Yeah.
I'm John Dodge. No, you aren't. Shut up. All right, and
I'm Carl Larac.
Lorax. In 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to the big room. It's Halloween-ish.
Snap, snap.
Snaps now.
It'll be Halloween in like a couple days.
You're dressed as
I'm dressed as
Thursday.
Wednesday.
No, Wednesday.
Tuesday?
Adams. With
Sunday?
2 D's. Even. You spelled Adams wrong last night. Fake fan.
I know. I'm not a real fan.
She's trying to search it on the TV.
I'm embarrassed. I'm really sorry. I will think about my actions.
This is like the
Pray about it.
What's the apology with the that Harmon does? Or like commit to change. It's like the multi-step true apology. Yeah.
I can't remember the exact.
I can't either.
Yeah,
We're bad
criteria.
listeners.
Yeah.
We watched The Addams Family.
We did.
1991's The Addams Family. Not this new age animated crap.
No. Which the 1991
It
is
was
a
new age,
remake.
actually.
It was
so
a remake.
originally, The Addams Family was a single panel comic, a la The Far Side. And then it was, I think there was an animated series, and then there was like a show in the 40s or something, or 60s.
I think it was the 60s.
I think it was the 60s, because I said 40s
Because we looked
last
at
night,
it
and
last
that didn't
night.
make sense. So it was a black and white TV show in the 60s. And then there was like nothing for a bit, and Munsters got really popular, and then we had this movie. Directed by Barry Sonnenfeld, who did the Men in Black trilogy, and early in his career, he did some pornographical films.
Got to start somewhere.
Gotta start
start.
somewhere.
Blow up.
It is slow. Written by Carolyn Thompson, who wrote on Edward Scissorhands' Corpse Bride and The Nightmare Before Christmas. She was in with Burton.
That scans.
And also written by Larry Wilson, who wrote on Beetlejuice and was in some kind of producery, executive-y something role with Beetlejuice, the new one that I've heard mixed things about.
Oh boy.
But I haven't seen it because I haven't seen the first one and I can't be bothered.
I want to rewatch the first one, then watch the second. But that's a lot of work,
Is it? It's
especially when we got to watch a movie a week.
I was
That's
under
all
the
got.
impression that the first Beetlejuice was like a kids movie. It's got an F-bomb in it. Which,
Oh,
I mean,
wouldn't
you
think
can
it's a
have one.
kids movie.
No.
I haven't seen it in
I haven't
years,
seen it either,
so
but I
who
wasn't
knows?
allowed to watch it, I feel like. So that's why I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
Because I just haven't revisited that chapter. Because it was denied.
Denied.
It was denied to me.
Budget of $30 million. Box office of 191.5
That's pretty good.
Nice.
in 1991 dollars. I have no idea what that is in real dollars.
More dollars.
Tim Burton and Monty Python's Terry Gilliam were both approached to direct the film and both declined.
Ooh.
By Monty Python's Terry Gilliam, I mean he was in Monty Python, but he also directed Monty Python and the Holy Grail, and I believe also The Life of Brian. So he was a heavy hitter for
Nice.
Python.
Do we know why they denied it?
I have no idea. I think Tim Burton denied it because he was busy with Batman Returns. I don't know why Gilliam denied it. So thanks, dude. Batman Returns. Wow. That's the one you don't like.
Oh, yeah.
It's the one with Danny DeVito.
He should have done this. Although, I don't know, because I like it the way it is.
Yeah, this is a really good movie.
So don't do this.
It was director Barry Sonnenfeld's directorial debut. This movie is one direct sequel, Addams Family Values in 1993, and one indirect sequelish rebooty kind of thing that was supposed to launch a TV show that never came to be called Addams Family Reunion. Only two actors returned for Family Reunion. Carol Stroiken, who played Lurch, and Christopher Hart's hand as Thing. Why the hell they needed to keep the hand guy, I have no idea, but...
It's got to age appropriately, I guess.
Maybe he, like... Or maybe he just was really good at, like,
I was about to say, it's
crawling around.
Articulating.
harder than it looks to be expressive with your
I am
hand.
almost certain you could not throw any of us in and we would do a good job. There's no way.
No way.
It's got to be like hand
Not
modeling.
me.
Like you think anyone can hand model,
yeah.
and you look at your hands and you're like,
It
actually,
was
I'm
a handsome
disgusting.
hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He is a handsome hand.
Yeah.
All right, I want to talk about something straight off the bat.
Okay.
Fester.
All right.
That's what I want to talk about.
Fester.
So he is the kind of the center point of the movie. Christopher Lloyd plays Fester. I didn't figure that out until about 25 minutes into the movie.
What?
Really?
Where I just went, who's that face? I know that face. And I did that for 25 minutes. And then I
Dang.
went, it's Doc from Back
That
to the
was
Future.
the only
The
thing
voice
I
didn't
knew
clue
about
you
this
in?
movie.
No, the voice didn't clue me in. I just kept looking at him. I was like stun locked by it. Like I know once I got it, I'm like, I can't believe I didn't get that instantly.
Yeah.
But I was like in shambles for almost a half hour going, who the hell is that? And I refused
That was
to look
me
it up.
with the Ian guy from Alien. Where I kept
Same.
looking at him, like trying to figure out who it was.
Yeah, my
Yes.
brother-in-law was like, "Oh, it's Bilbo." I was like, "Oh my god, I couldn't not see Bilbo the rest of the movie."
Ian Holm, I believe.
You know, yeah.
So Fester.
What about Fester?
He's George or something. Like, so the movie starts
Gordon?
off... Gordon, thank you. The movie starts off... All G names are the same. Both of them. Fester's been missing for 25 years.
Yes.
Him and Raoul's character. What the hell?
Rouse cooked. Oh my God, Gomez.
Gomez. Thank you.
Gomez? Okay.
How could I remember the obscure actor's name and not Gomez?
Yeah.
Not obscure. Maybe that's taking the piss out of him. I don't know. He died. He's dead. Super dead. Dead guy.
Super dead.
His last movie was the shitty Street Fighter movie from 1999. What a way to go out.
Yeah.
He did Addams Family Values and then Street Fighter and then had a heart attack.
Oh,
Ooh.
Sad.
sad.
I had a train of thought. Okay, so Gomez, Fester had a falling out.
Yes.
I don't know if it was over Flora
Over
and
the-
Fauna.
I think
it
it
over
was.
Flora and Fauna, the Siamese twins.
Yes.
Falling out, Fester goes away, disappears for 25 years. There's some stuff about legalese and people hate him and like the Addams family, they want to get him out. There's the judge that he keeps hitting golf balls into the window of, blah, blah. There's a lot of things that
Next door neighbor.
culminate in, who's the evil lady? What's her name?
Doctor, I can't remember. She's like, she pretends to be a
But
doctor.
she's a fake doctor.
Yeah.
Like our main.
She does
what I
a
would
fake
call
German accent.
Our main
Dr. Greta.
villain. Dr. what?
Dr. Greta?
Greta. Sure. She has a son named
Gordon.
And he shaves his head, and Lawrence, oh, I'm a spitting image of Fester. I will sneak into the family and try to gain access to the vault where all their ancient gold is, and then we'll be rich, and we will be free of our debts and free of the Addams family, and blah blah blah. The movie ends with him like, oh, he is actually like he infiltrates super successfully because he looks exactly like Fester. Then he starts to take a liking to the Addams family. There's doubts within the Addams family. Wednesday's like, that ain't Fester. Gomez has his doubts because like he doesn't know their like wrestling thing that they used to do. He doesn't know the password to the vault.
finger
which
trap.
is 21011.
Finger trap,
He
yeah.
doesn't know the finger trap, which he was given as a boy or whatever and never stopped messing
It
with.
was his 10th birthday.
There you go. So there's a lot of like false flags.
Imposter!
The doctor is able to convince Gomez that there's like some kind of phenomena going on. That displacement that like you can tell she's watched this movie more
I
than
think
once.
it's displacement.
And I watched it last night and my notes are shitty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because my notes are shitty because I just watched the movie. It was one of those movies that this happens like once in every 10 or 11 films we watch where I just watch it. I open my notes app, I write the title, and then I never touch it. And that happened with this one, which I think means, I take that to mean that the movie is either very palatable to me, it is simple,
Super boring.
Get out. I'm just kidding. Or that I just like it.
I'm not saying that about this movie.
I think
Just saying in general.
I think no, because that's not the case for me. When movies are really boring, like Gone with the Wind, I spend the whole time like just absolutely
Analyzing.
scorched earth in my phone. Like, F this movie. This movie sucks. Anyway, this is a really long point. The movie ends, and Gomez gets like struck by lightning in the head, and then remembers, which dumb. And then like they do a time jump at the end, which is a big red
7 months.
like waving flag for me of like cop out. We didn't know how to end the movie. Time jump. Didn't know how to end the movie, which is maybe unfair, except for this anecdote that I have from the director.
Okay.
I have an
Ooh.
anecdote.
He has an anecdote.
I took Nick's job
got
and
an
did a lot of
anecdote.
facts because I didn't have a lot of notes. I can't find my anecdote. There it is.
Where's this anecdote?
So apparently, this is from the director.
Okay. I'm ready.
Fester's identity. Is he Fester or is he not? It's not George. That's the
Gordon.
name. Okay.
Gordon.
Jesus Christmas.
Like Gordon Ramsay.
Commissioner Gordon from Batman. Is he Gordon? Is he Fester? The writers and director wrote it that it was ambiguous at the end of the movie.
Why?
And
Just like Shutter Island.
And the,
Oh, never mind. I love it.
you would have loved
I'm
it.
in.
I
Like,
freaking love this movie. 10 out of 10.
you would have loved it. 'cause
Absolute hit.
yeah.
So stupid.
You like you. I feel
I never saw it coming.
your brain like getting entertained by twists is like dangling keys in front of a baby. It's like look at this, look at it, and you're like, oh, like that's you. That's meant to be insulting, but also endearing. So here's the deal. It was supposed to be ambiguous in the script, and the whole cast revolted. All the actors went no,
Interesting.
and they appointed Christina Ricci to decide how the movie ends.
Are you
Interesting.
kidding?
That's a lot
of
She was
pressure for a
like
child
She
actor.
was
a child.
She was 10 years old, and
Wow.
she decided he's Fester, and that's why we
Nice.
have the end of this movie. That is what Wikipedia.com said, and that is a beacon of truth for society. I believe it.
Always true.
Maybe
Can't
they
edit
were
those
like
pages.
going after their target audience to find out the ending that they wanted.
Yeah, maybe because ask the 10-year-old girl who plays a homicidal psychopath.
But that's
Yeah.
never mind. We'll get there.
Here's why I like it, because the whole cast was like, no.
Yeah.
No. So everybody was off board. Maybe there were trailer talks. We don't know. And then they went, maybe they appointed Christina Ricci to like, all right, send the girl, the endearing young child, to the director to go, maybe not. Like, you know what I mean?
But what if?
Maybe she just walked in as Wednesday with like a knife and a severed like doll head and was like,
That's the truth.
Fester's Fester, dude.
Yeah.
And he was like, okay. But before I read that last night, or rather, before I read that tonight, last night when we finished the movie, I was sitting there with my notes going, I don't know if I like it. I don't know if I like how that ended with the whole Fester thing, because it is very quick. He's got the whole hurricane book, right? Irene,
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah.
Big storm, lightning, flash, convenient, and then he's actually Fester, convenient, and he has his memory bet, convenient.
So
just didn't-
I feel like we get little hints though. We get
Okay.
little hints throughout, like leading up. Like he starts to remember the dance.
That's what
Like
you're
that's
thinking
the
of.
He
one
starts to
thing.
bond with the kids. Like I mean, I feel
The
like
golfing thing was a
Like-
little bit of a connection too with Gomez.
But like you can swing a golf bat and you can learn to like kids. I'll take the dance though, because I was actually expecting that to be kind of a like the other shoe dropping of it isn't him.
yeah.
Babushka, is that what?
MAMUSHKA.
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 Close enough.
Maybe the episode title.
What is babushka?
I don't remember.
That's from
It's from
something.
something.
No, Babushka is a grandma, I think.
That's it. It's
Yeah.
Dan Harmon's grandma, Carl, in Harmontown, the one that gets stabbed. That's
I'm
that's-
thinking.
that gets
I'm thinking of
stabbed?
a Brooklyn Nine-Nine cold open.
Cameron's gonna spit out his red wine for our
I
audio
can't spit red
listeners.
wine. I can't do it.
Oh
I'll stain the black.
man,
rug.
babushka. Look it up. It's great.
Look it up. So, but okay. So I'll give you the dance. I don't think I'll give you the bonding with the children or the
Just
the golf,
like he's
'cause-
into, I mean, I guess he could be acting, but he's into all of the weird things that they are, like, blowing things up and fake blood.
That's true. Like,
You
why would
know-
he know about that?
Yeah, like he's just completely
Oh,
bought
that's-
in immediately to
But then-
being.
I never thought
The
about
other
that. Yeah,
thing
you're
that's
right.
weird though is that they stick with the Bermuda Triangle story the whole time. So did she actually find him in Bermuda?
That's
She found him.
what
She
I
found
How did
him
she get out?
washed up.
Why?
Oh yeah.
What the hell was he doing in Bermuda?
He's an Addams. He's being crazy.
I guess that is
Where
the
else would you
ultimate,
go?
Like,
Where else would you go? They vacation. They went to their honeymoon there, right? Morticia and Gomez. They went to the Bermuda Triangle. Remember?
and Wednesday has a.
I love their
fascination with it.
relationship.
Oh, dude, it's crazy.
The family
Yeah,
dynamic
it's so
in this
good.
movie.
A lot more
They're
sex.
great.
That's how you do
jokes than I
horny
thought.
Casper.
Exactly.
Not whatever you were doing.
This
Can I keep you?
this movie did horny weird, and I kept like,
Gross.
I kept remembering. Oh, it's PG-13. Like,
Oh, it
often.
is?
Yeah, it is PG-13.
Oh. So I remember my parents didn't show, like, I watched this movie with my mom. I think I was maybe in we were in our house in Bellevue, so I think I was in 6th grade. So they didn't let me watch it like when I was a kid. Like they waited till middle school.
I wonder what that was about it. Was it
I
the,
mean,
the
there's
blood
some-
scene at the play? Was it
No,
more
because
of
that's
the
clearly
So
fake.
funny.
moany, whispery, horny
I think
stuff?
it's the horny stuff, and it's, kind of weird. There's a lot of like head chopping, and there's an electric chair.
Yeah, but that's cool.
Yeah. But,
Cool.
8-year-old me wouldn't have liked that. I would have been
Yeah.
like,
But there's some
This was a kind of
nonchalant
playful
about it.
morbid.
It is playful.
playful morbid.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but they waited till I was a nice weathered 12 or 13 instead of
Seen
a
some things.
6 or
Weathered.
7.
That's valid. I mean, it is PG-13 again.
Yeah.
Like so. What did you? Because you're. Would I venture far enough to say you're a big Addams Family fan, or are you just an Addams Family fan?
Before you answer, you're dressed up as Wednesday.
Very real.
I've dressed up as Wednesday. This is probably my 4th time.
Yeah, she keeps doing this.
I keep doing it. So I don't know, but like I don't watch it.
doing it.
Maybe I do watch it every.
Personality-wise, can you think of someone further away from Wednesday, like on Earth?
I don't know. I just always really liked I've always really liked
She's
Wednesday.
cool. You
'cause
like
she's
the
cool.
show, right? The
Yeah, I
Wednesday
liked the
show.
Wednesday show. That was very good too.
Jenna Ortega's in that, right?
Does the Wednesday show feel tonally like this?
That was
Because
my next
I remember
question.
like the only trailer I saw for Wednesday was some dude getting his like dick eaten off by piranhas, and I was like, I
What?
don't like that.
What?
It feels
I'm gonna look up the show. I'm just kidding.
the pace.
Never wanted to watch more.
I don't like mutilation.
Piranhas and dicks sign me up. My 2 favorite things. Piranhas, dicks, and Monster Jam.
Oh, God.
I don't know. So tonally, though,
Totally. Yeah. I'm like, are we done? I'm just
I
letting.
think it was the voice that made me think Monster
I'm
Jam.
letting y'all do your thing.
Tuesday.
No, I don't know. It has a much more modern pacing. Like this feels very calm and low stakes. Even though the stakes for the family are high, they're losing their house, they're losing
Yeah, but
their
even
money.
still, they're like, eh.
Yeah, they're chill. So like it's very calm. The show has much more modern, like it's quicker paced. It's more, everything feels more exciting, more higher stakes,
More dramatic.
Yeah,
So I wouldn't like it as much.
you
is what
wouldn't
you're
like it.
saying.
I don't think so.
I hate
There's some
that
teen
feel.
angst because it's
Ugh.
Yeah, I was gonna say it
It's
seemed
all-
more angsty.
yeah, it's all based around Wednesday at school. There's no really parent,
Which is cool
involvement
though,
at all.
because she gets to creep out kids.
Is her brother
She
on the
does
show
do that.
then?
No,
What's the brother's name again?
It's a bummer.
Pugsley.
Pugsley.
Pugsley, which
Which
is
he
the
seemed kind
weirdest
of like
name.
the blandest
Yeah.
of all
Yeah.
of the family. But I guess when you're comparing yourself to like Morticia, you're gonna seem kind of bland.
I always just think he's just kind of dumb. He's just kind of there.
Well,
He's
his
probably sick of his sister trying to kill him all the time.
I don't think so. I think
he tried to kill her too.
his cart is hitched to the Wednesday horse. So without Wednesday, there's like he is pointless. He's like more or less her punching bag in this movie.
Yeah.
But he's down. He's down to be electrocuted and find out if there's a god. That's cool. It's cool, brother. It's neat.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
It's fun. All right, I want to talk about. So you're dressed as Wednesday.
I am.
You like Wednesday.
I do.
However,
Okay.
the best character
Oh, I'm curious
by miles for me
who you're gonna say.
is Morticia.
Oh, I didn't know where you were
I-
going.
Loved Morticia.
Perfect casting.
She's
Perfect.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Perfect casting. What's her name?
Angelica Houston.
Angelica Houston. Yeah.
She looks. It's like she was born to be. Like I've looked at. I couldn't remember if it was Angela or Angelica is the thing. I didn't totally forget. And I know it's Houston without an O. Which drives me nuts. It
Oh,
looks
I
like
don't
Huston.
like that.
She looks more like Morticia Addams than any other actress that has played Morticia Addams. Looks
Absolutely.
like Morticia Addams. It's insane. She's so good at it.
And she's just the hands and just her. I don't know. Just she's just perfect.
Speaking
And she's
of-
really soft spoken too. Like, but she's saying kind of crazy things.
yeah, like that's the thing with it that I like.
She's so
is
calm and but like icy, but also
Very
warm.
demure.
Very very demure.
Is it too late to say that?
Very cutesy.
It's not
Yeah.
like the ghost trio in the last movie we watched in Casper, because they're like overt and noisy, rambunctious, throwing things, like trashing the house to be spooky, right? The Addams Family, what I like about the way, and this is the only thing I've seen from the Addams Family, so this may not be like harkening back to the comic strip and the older shows and stuff, but for this movie, what I like about the Addams Family's like brand of macabre, if you will, is that you can tell that to them it is normal.
It's normal.
Yeah.
They're just like, that's their family, and it's not as windows shattering, which they break windows, but
And they're happy about it.
they are.
Like they're just as happy as anyone else, but for all the like opposite reasons.
Yeah, they're like, I'm miserable. That's
There
great
was-
there, kind of thing.
There was there was a line at the
He
beginning.
coughs up blood, not like he used to.
Yeah. There was a line when they're dancing on the desk at the beginning of the movie, and he goes, "He's kind to animals and so good to children." And then he just goes, "They never proved anything."
It's just super cool. Like you want, I as a viewer, I want to be friends with them, and I hate
Yeah.
all the normal people.
You know what it reminded me of was Bob's Burgers, because they're kind of an eccentric family too, but they stick to themselves. It's very endearing. They're very supportive of one another. Yeah,
I
you don't really
love
get that
that,
much in
'cause
modern cinema. Yeah,
That's the draw in Bob's Burgers, and this is a stolen thought from the dude. You know the guy on TikTok that like buys thrift store paintings and paints like
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
him. He's the guy that got me into Bob's Burgers. Him and you, 'Cause
Dave
you-
something Polo
yes,
Art or something.
Pollard,
like, yeah, something.
Pollard,
something like that.
something like that. Look him
Yeah.
up. He's great. Look up Dave something like that. He paints Bob's Burgers. If you like search Bob's Burgers thrift painting, he will come up. He talks about how similar to you, and I heard like I watched his TikTok and heard you talk about a post show like a month or so ago, and it's why we've been on a Bob's Burgers kick for like 3 weeks. What is good about Bob's Burgers is it's an animated show, right? And the family does crazy stuff, but they're not mean to each other. Outside of Louise. Like Louise is a maniac, so you have your one. But they're a close family. There's no Meg punching bag like Family Guy has.
Right.
There's no like Bart and Homer, like
Yeah, it's
Like,
not condescending.
Keep going with the references because I'm getting none of this.
nobody's getting hurt. Nobody's getting hurt all the time. There's not a lot of internal family strife, and when there is, it's believable family stuff.
I think that might be why I like this and Bob's Burgers versus like other adult cartoons.
Like Archer, you don't like.
I think because my family was always very like there wasn't ever a lot of strife in between us. We didn't tease, we didn't name call. So I
Yeah.
wonder if that's why like some of this stuff works more for me than other stuff.
It's even
because
more mild
feels-
than like a Friends, for example.
Yeah.
There's a lot more infighting and drama in Friends, and in Bob's Burgers, there just isn't that. It's a really good show. It's dare
so
I say grounded, even though it is ridiculous. And Addams Family feels similar. That's an excellent comparison. Good job, Carl gets a gold star for
Oh,
the
Carl.
day. Imagine I had an audio cue for that, like sparkles. But
Just oh,
I don't even have the iPad because we don't have hot points.
Put it in
I want to
post.
talk about Angelica Houston a little bit more. So, she had a hellish experience with the production of this movie.
Oh, that makes me
oh
sad.
no.
So, if you notice, if you look at Morticia Addams, Tish, if you will, I won't. Tish, you might. Her eyes slant up at the corners. Angelica Houston's eyes don't do that.
Right.
They had elastic and tape
Ooh.
around the back of her head. That's why her hair is
Oh
always
my
down.
God.
So it wasn't like tape. It was like felt adhesive on the corner of her eyes to pull her eyes up and back to give her that like odd
That lift.
that lift in her
you will.
eyes. Right.
Another unrealistic standard for
So
women.
she learned early on that she had to remove this elastic band and the eye thing at lunch, or she would get migraines for the rest of the day, which added
fuck.
Oh,
hours of hair and makeup time because they had to do her hair and makeup twice, right? The other problem is it's an elastic band around the backside of her head, anchored by adhesive on her eyes, like I mentioned. Every time she moved her head slightly, it snapped. And then you had to redo the process all over again.
Oh, that's terrible.
So what she had to learn to do was
Just not.
Not move her neck.
turn on her feet and in scenes without moving her head, neck, or upper torso. She's literally spinning on her
wonder
heels, and it contributes to the stiffness
Yeah.
and tallness and stoicness of her posture.
Statuesque.
For sure.
Because she cannot move. Because
Wow.
she'll break that thing, her eyes will go, and then hair and makeup again.
The fact that she still had such a good like performance and good presence on screen despite that.
And did a
That
second
might-
movie.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
might have made it better.
So I want to know. I want to watch the second movie and like just watch her eyes the whole time. Okay, are they slanted? Did they do it
Yeah.
again? Did they figure out a better way?
I
What's
didn't
going on?
notice that. Yeah.
So and it's part of it. Gave me a little bit of relief because you look at pictures of Angela Houston and she doesn't quite look like Morticia. It's the eyes, man. It's the eyes. It's because she's wearing that elastic thing. So fun fact there. I'm stealing Nick's job. That's my fact.
Super fun fact.
I mean, it's not fun
it's
for
not
her.
fun
It's
for her.
hell, but
Yeah.
But it's just interesting. Like, I didn't know that.
Morticia probably would have liked it, but yeah.
Morticia probably would have liked it.
hair and makeup again. How gosh.
She was just method acting.
Yeah.
Okay, Daniel, you've seen things. Carl's also seen things. Have you seen any other movies with Angelica Houston in them that I need to do? There's one more.
We've all seen it
What
in
is it?
another movie, Ever After.
Ever After. That's right. She's the evil stepmother in Ever After.
She's also a fixture in a lot of Wes Anderson movies.
Is she? Well, now I want to watch the Wes Anderson movies.
But most
Yeah, Life
importantly,
Aquatic, she's in there. Yeah.
most importantly, she's the school principal in Daddy Daycare.
Oh my God, I forgot about that.
That's where
How many near spit takes are you going to do?
when I
not doing
first
bad.
looked at her.
I'm not hamming this up. I'm almost
like-
turning Nick's crotch red. Twice now. Like, right onto your gentleman's sausage.
When I first saw the picture of her, I was like, I know her from somewhere, and it wasn't Ever After. It was Daddy Daycare. But then I remembered, oh yeah, Ever After too.
Is she like evil?
She's
in
the
that as well?
evil like school principal that
Is.
The
They're
snooty
like-
school where they're
yeah.
like, you're not allowed to be in daycare here.
So I didn't like her character in Ever After, and that's by design, which
Yeah.
speaks to her acting prowess. Because I think like she plays evil effortlessly, right? And
Yeah.
that's fine. I feel like playing evil, if you're the kind of actor that can play evil, like there are Christopher Waltzes that can play both. Like he can play really good, and he can also be like a Nazi bastard. Like he's a genius. Not everybody can do both sides. She plays evil really well, but she also like in the Addams Family. She's like evil, obviously.
She's, like, evil, but
endearing.
good.
Yeah, it's odd, and I think that takes a certain skill. Because Gomez isn't like that. Gomez is just kind of groovy the whole time. He's like fencing and being super neat, and he
Yeah,
doesn't.
he's
really,
kind of Great Gatsby a little bit.
I don't know what that means.
I see it, yeah. Just extravagant,
the kind of
the
mustache.
cigars,
Yeah,
the
it's very
drinks,
posh. Yeah.
the neckties.
He's golfing.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Like he's
He's
almost
wearing suits.
bad Leonardo, so he's out.
he's almost upscale, right? Like he's I can't think of the right.
He's like an,
term, but-
old worldly gentleman.
Yeah. Like you would buy him as an oil baron or something.
Yeah.
Like he's got a bunch of old money. And he talks about like the old world ways of the business or
Right.
whatever that he is. I forget the exact phrasing, but oh, it would be new to give you the money now. I'm gonna do it whatever because whatever, and it's cool. He's cool. And so it's Morticia in the pairing that has to kind of bring in the darkness, and but she's still so likable. Because in Ever After, she's just a bitch. You're like, I hate
Evil,
this
she's
lady.
the evil stepmother.
But she's
Of course.
so evil that I'm
but
like,
she's like a really evil stepmother.
like I don't like it. I'm pissed off.
Like irredeemable,
And it was
yeah.
well, all of that to say, it was nice to see her in something
Right, where you didn't
I
hate
could
her.
be like get pom poms out and be like, yeah,
Yeah, you're doing a great job.
I really liked her in this. It was great. I just wanted to watch. I like the person I've watched talk about her is Christina Pajitsky, and I get it. And I
Yeah.
want 1,000 more Morticia things, and I want to watch this.
You want to watch
sequel.
this? Do you want to watch the sequel? Oh, what's the time? Let's watch it.
So
Let's break right now.
maybe yeah, and we'll be right back. No. Anything else on Morticia before I go to another topic?
No, we can go to another
Okay,
topic.
speaking of morbid, so
Speaking of morbid.
the production company that did this movie was called Orion Films. right? They had a couple big movies. I forget. There was one like major one they did in 1991, but I can't remember what it was. Who cares?
I don't know.
But they had a bunch of big flops, like in a row. Big financial trouble they were in. As well as pressure in the making of this movie. It was like I said, the director's debut, so he was behind. He was stressed out. The production company has no money. They come to the conclusion of, I think they fired their president or something like that. They get a new guy in to run the company, and they come to the conclusion of, we have to sell off the Addams Family as they're making it. So the movie's in production, and they sold the production rights or the distribution rights to Paramount. Which is why we all had to rent the movie, because none of us had Paramount Plus to watch it. So they sold they kept the international distribution rights, but they sold the domestic distribution rights.
Interesting.
While it was still in production, like I said, the film, of course, made $190 million, and Orion was bankrupt by December.
They should have just held on.
They were
a little
bankrupt
longer.
by December, and they were completely defunct by 1999. They
Dang.
didn't survive the decade. They're back. They came back like 10 years ago, just as the name.
As
I
an
think it's-
NFT company.
It's something stupid. They've done some films. I didn't recognize.
Imagine.
any, but it's not Orion. You know what I mean? Like some shitter company bought the rights or whatever. But yeah, they sold the rights off to the movie and then got rid of a $190 million movie.
Yikes.
God, just each NFT is a still from the movie.
It's like at least it's generously 120 million in profit. And they were like, nah, sell it. They just couldn't hang on that extra 6 months is what bewilders me. But maybe the lights were getting shut off. I don't know. But it looks like, knowing not the whole story, and especially none of the Orion side, because they're not
here.
It looks like such a misstep. A bag fumble, if you will.
Yep.
So, as far as like notes, I took very, very few. I wanted to the play scene. I thought that was amazing. I loved that.
Yes.
They do this school play, and there's this whole conversation
the
that the
play.
teature has with Morticia about how here's Wednesday's drawing, and it's like of a family member who's like a demon. kind of
Yes.
deal, and-
Aunt whatever.
Yeah. Which is cool.
We've
And-
told Wednesday college first.
Yeah, right. Which is just the best.
Yeah.
And I like that they say these things to like normies, and the look is just like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't believe I heard
So
that. It's super cool. But the play is, I want to know, was it one shot? Like how do you reset for that?
So much blood.
Oh, yeah.
Gallons. Like there had
So
to be like
much
an
blood.
IBC container, like those big plastic water containers that like farms have, full of fake blood.
So much
Everybody's getting sprayed. I want to know if if all of the rehearsals except for the main shot were like dry. And then they were
Probably,
like,
yeah.
here's
Had to
our
have been.
chance because we're going to use 57 gallons of blood here, and it's going to be impossible to clean and impossible to reset. That's the kind of, normally I have like one production question per film. That's mine for this one. I want to know if that was
Or
one shot.
they had to retake it 1,000 times, and that's why there's so much blood.
Oh.
Just all over the stage.
That's true because they could, all they
As
really
long as they
needed,
got the first part of the scene right. Whenever it starts.
You're smart. They could have done a bunch of pre-blood takes. But then, like, as soon as he slices Wednesday's wrist, it's all over. Because that's the first blood spout. So there's not really a lot to do dry. Really interesting. If you worked on the Addams Family, or if you're Barry Sonnenfeld, write to us at thebigroompod@gmail.com.
Can you imagine how
Someone writing us because we've never checked the
Oh,
email.
yeah. We could have so many people in the inbox. No one would ever know.
No, they would have like, what if people email? They don't, but what if they did?
More importantly, like
If you've
what
emailed
if the
us-
show's like not out there and like is down? We just don't know.
Yeah. If you've emailed us, email us at thebigroompod.
If you emailed us, email us again. Is that what we're saying now?
I like to think that there's just one guy's job that was just standing on the stage splashing people in the crowd
Yeah.
with
With a
all this
bucket.
fake blood. Yeah.
He's got like a paintbrush.
and they just got to
Ah.
sit there and take it.
What time are we at?
32 minutes.
32 minutes. I'm running out of shit.
I was super impressed
I have some
with Christina
questions.
Ricci's acting as a 10-year-old.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Because when she
This-
did the play, it was a different acting style than when she was just doing Wednesday. And I'm like, were you doing anything impressive when you were 10?
No. God, no.
Yeah.
I was
And she's
cracking
just
my
like
skull
just
open.
a natural. It's insane.
I think I'd broken my head open twice by 10. That's why I'm the way I am.
It's all making sense.
No, she's
This
so
was-
deadpan.
Played himself to death. That's all he did.
Yeah.
Sledded himself to
Sledded
death.
himself.
Sled till you're dead. And she's in that movie as well a couple years later.
I was gonna say that was after this, right?
Yeah, that was 95. So I think she was
So this was a
14.
more impressive role for me.
Oh, yeah.
for sure.
The other one feels more like a Disney movie of just like
Yeah.
overacting.
It do-
but everyone's overacting.
but-
so
Is it easier to be deadpan?
As a 10-year-old, I don't know.
But she wasn't just deadpan. Like she had. I felt like
she
her
obviously-
character
yeah.
had
She was-
layers to it.
It's got
A
nuance.
little scary. Yeah.
But maybe on a technicality, sure, it might be easier.
Because then if that's your bag though, right? Like if that's what you're good at, you got cast in Addams Family because you're a scary 10-year-old who's really good at being deadpan. Then it's not like surprising, I guess, to me that then when trying to act as a 14-year-old when you're doing puberty and all that shit that it comes up, and it's also the script's fault and it's a kid movie fault that it becomes a little Disney Channel original movie feeling.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, I didn't falter at that.
No.
way. The whole movie kind of felt that way.
She's not the weak point of Casper. The weak
I've also-
point of Casper is the
Casper.
script.
Casper.
Casper.
Casper himself. I've
movie's
also
fine.
seen Christina Ricci in Sleepy Hollow, and she was good in that too.
What year did that come out? Is that old or
That was
Did she play the same kind of character?
early
or is it
2000s.
different?
No, she played. Do you guys know Sleepy Hollow? She
No.
plays
Is it
the
one with
like
the-
damsel in distress.
She's a late teenager if it's early 2000s.
Yeah.
The one
she's
with
older.
Johnny Depp?
Yes.
Oh, okay, I have
Ooh.
seen that. Just been a
Is
while.
it a Burton movie? Because it's Johnny Depp.
Feel-
It
Alright.
might be, but it definitely feels that way if it's not.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
Johnny Depp in the early 2000s. It's got to be.
Probably.
I'm gonna look it up real quick
I
while you talk. Thank God.
I saw a couple. I felt like there's some comparisons to Casper with this movie. Mm-hmm. You got the giant house,
Yeah.
with the seemingly just endless basement
Right.
that goes for who knows how far.
Like, how is there a
And
whole
they're-
cavern with a gondola underneath your house?
Yeah,
And, a
and they're
vault?
chasing the gold. There's
Yeah.
a treasure involved.
It's
like-
another treasure. Yeah. Another found family. Another
Yeah.
the greed outside of the family. There's another legal
only
system
so
thing
many.
happening.
There's only so
Right.
many. You know, like it's
yeah,
that-
but there's a lot.
but there's that
Another
comed-
dad doing an experiment. He's trying to bring his brother back.
That's true. But there's that comedian
yeah.
bit
There's a lot of
about how Harry Potter's just Star Wars with shittier lightsabers.
Yeah,
Like it's the same thing. Like he lives with his uncle who's abusive or borderline, and then he gets liberated by an old man with a beard who teaches him magic, and then he moves away to a thing and learns the ways of the wizard. And
That's pretty good.
You know what I mean? Like it's
Yeah. There's only so many ways to write a story.
there are. Real quick before we move on, Sleepy Hollow was Tim Burton.
Okay.
Also, Christopher Walken's The Headless Horseman, which is wild to me.
Yeah.
I'm a
Yeah.
horseman without a head.
Like my head.
It's gone.
I don't think he has any lines.
Then why cast
why?
Christopher Walken?
Why spend the money?
Like, all I remember is him coming up out of the tree and running around.
Wow. How am I driving?
Like maybe towards
this is
the end.
crazy. Aren't you scared? More cowbell.
This hollow sure is sleepy.
This is a sleepy hollow. It's 5:30. Nobody's awake. Like, it's crazy. Ichabod. Weird name. Where'd you get it? We just do that for the next 40
This
minutes.
was your father's watch.
I don't know anything about Sleepy Hollow either. I tried to read the book as a kid, and I was like,
Yeah.
I just couldn't get through it.
Put
I've
you to
only
sleep.
seen the Disney cartoon and then this movie.
It was even the abridged version. Like, it was for dumbass 10-year-olds, and
it
I
was
was
still
one,
like-
and
it
I
was
was still like,
boring.
this sucks.
Yeah.
Bring me Gulliver's Travels again. Okay. Here we're talking about the entrance to the vault.
Yes.
Yeah.
I liked that
Chaos.
sequence that we get.
I
because
like that.
it reminded me a little bit of Emperor's New Groove, which is a stupid comparison to make. Stupid. But it had that wrong lever factor.
Yeah.
Because when he goes back in, like when they're all at the play or whatever, and it's when he first tries to figure it out, or I don't remember exactly when, but he's trying to break into the vault for his precious mother, and we get a bunch of he gets booby trapped a million. There's so many chains hanging from the ceiling. I just there was that comedic effect. I really liked how the first time he gets into the vault when he gets the password wrong, and all that crap. Pour us the whiskey, Fester. And he opens the bottle, immediately sees treasure.
Yeah.
I want a book on Addams Family lore. I want to know how that works. You know what I mean? Like that's the part
There
where
are
I was like, I
a lot
want
of
more.
questions.
They weren't even. Okay, there are, but are they to you? Are they movie breaking? Like, do they detract, or does it make you want to like scratch?
So there's a couple that
Does it make you want to
detract.
Carl and watch a million sequels and like figure it out, or is it?
No,
like,
I don't care
I'm not
that much
enjoying
about
this
any of
because
my
all I can
questions.
think about is. No one does. It's only him. It's just him. He's like, we watched Alien, but he's like, I've seen all 9 Alien movies. I watched them in release and
really
chronological order,
builds.
and I've seen the first movie 6 times just today. That's Carl.
Yeah.
My question
Every
though,
time
are
we
like,
get to Hit Mid or Miss, he's like, so I watched the movie a
am
couple
an
times. He says that go back. We've done, what, 90 of these almost? Every single episode he goes,
Do a
I watched this movie a
compilation.
couple times. He'll say it in 20 minutes. Go ahead, finish your point.
Oh God, no. My questions are not that serious. Just like, how does there are just monsters in this universe? There are just talking gates in this universe.
Yeah.
Also, how does the
There
hand?
are when you're in Addams.
How does the hand work? Does it have a brain? Does it have eyes? How does it see? It's like Cars. Like, what's going on the inside of the car?
Well, I think it's different than Cars, and here's why. Here's why I think it's different than Cars. Because in Cars, there's no people. In the Addams Family, you have the same questions about the Addams Family that
Everyone
everybody
else.
else on
Yeah,
Earth that
that's
isn't
true.
in the Addams Family would have about the Addams Family. And I think that's what makes it so viable.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I had
is the
no
way it is.
problems with Casper. We were like, what are the rules, about the ghosts and everything. With this, I didn't really have. I was like, yeah, that book, it says Hurricane Irene, a hurrice's going to come out. Like,
Of course.
I didn't. It
When
didn't
we got
bother
the
me. I
precursor
don't know
with
why.
what was the wind? Gone with the Wind. He opens Gone with the Wind at the beginning, and I'm like, boo. And Wind comes out, and I'm like, all right, what happens if he opens Moby Dick? Does a sperm whale come out of the? You know what I mean? Like I want to.
Oh,
the questions
Do
for
all the books do it? Yeah.
that's the thing. The questions
yeah.
with Casper you have are okay.
It's just
Why could he touch this person but goes through that person? And those kind of
This is more you just want to know
with this
more
book,
about
it's
how
like
it
I want to
works.
open every book in that library.
Yeah.
I want to open every single one and learn what happens. What happens if he opens the Bible? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like those kinds of things.
It's a good one.
Yeah, if you open Pride and Prejudice, you just become racist or something. What happens? Like,
I
You
went.
go straight to racism, not like pride or
Prejudice?
Oh,
or you
okay.
just become gay and racist? Like, Pride.
You open Gone with the Wind
do these
and
books work?
you open Gone with the Wind and a small child riding a horse comes out, jumps over something, falls and breaks their neck. I know I can't make that joke because Gone with the Wind already happened in the movie, but that would have been better.
Oh my God. There's one thing I'm for certain,
Okay,
and it's I don't understand how trains work in this universe.
I can answer that.
I don't know what that whole sequence
Do
of
you-
events was about. It's a model train, but it's shaking the house. There's a tiny man inside.
Yeah.
That's what I can attest to. I can explain the tiny
Enlighten
man.
me.
That was the director. It was his cameo. That's
But
it.
it's still like,
Nice.
why is there a tiny
But
man?
why?
So that the director can have a cameo.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I mean,
it's the
It's
same
not the
reason.
craziest thing.
It's kind of like why is Stan Lee here in the first like million Marvel movies? Because it's meta and fourth wall breaking. It doesn't really, you know what I mean? Like
yeah.
what? But no, it's that scene from what I.
Still don't like
It
it.
serves a couple things. It's of course it's going to be a weird train. It's an Addams Family
It's
train.
just another eccentric.
And then they do, but they sort of establish it, but they open more questions because they're listening to the trains. He goes, "Oh, he's got the diesel one."
Oh,
Like,
Dead
does that-
Man's Curve.
Does that mean he's really angry and it's still running? Like he's been pissed long enough for it to run to Dead Man's Curve, and he's so upset that the coal train and the diesel train collide at the very end, and then he has like his, like then he's done. You know what I mean? So what let me release my questions about the train scene was that the other family was going up. Here he goes. Oh, he's doing this now. Blah blah blah. So it's
Yeah.
to them
commonplace
it's
for
not
them.
unusual, right? This and maybe are we giving it too much credit because we like it? I don't think so. I think that
I don't know. I think
the premise of it is
Scott
quite simple.
charming is an accomplishment in its own.
Yeah,
Like,
because
that's
we
not
just
easy to
watched
do.
Casper. There's a lot of similarities, and it landed completely differently than this lands. So, I mean, I think that's because there was more thought, and like you said, it's so much more charming. So, I mean, I think those are
And
all
they're
intentional.
both similar though. They're both born of comic strips,
Yeah,
True.
A lot of similarities.
but Addams Family Maybe it's because it's not directly ghosty.
Yeah, there's no.
I also
yeah,
wonder
it's
how
cool.
much like the comic strips was this movie, because it seemed like Casper was a big departure.
I don't know, but
So-
the first season of the 1960s show that's in black and white, the first season is on Prime. Kind of want to watch it.
Yeah.
Got to buy 2 and 3. I bet they're all on Paramount.
I remember watching bits and pieces of that show growing up. Like it was just on.
I just wonder if it scans or if it's like. I wonder how tonally similar it is to this movie, which is very unfair, or if it's more like, what if the Andy Griffith Show was wild? You know what I mean?
think
Which
that's
I
what
would
it
like
is.
that because
I
the
think
Andy
that's what
Griffith
it
Show
is.
is sick. It's a good show. But how does it hold up is kind of the question I have. Or how tonally does it compare?
I was a little shocked that the like side characters didn't have more screen time. Like Lurch and the Thing. Thing.
What's
Yeah.
the one with the hair? Uncle
Cousin It.
Cousin
Cousin It.
Yeah.
No. That's
Oh
what
my
I meant.
gosh.
Nothing.
That guy was great.
Thing had
Beep,
plenty
beep,
of screen
beep,
time.
beep.
Yeah, things
So
in the hand.
was
when
so
I was
funny.
a kid in the pool, you know, you go underwater and then you make your hair go like over you.
She asked the 2 bald guys.
Well, they're bald now, but
Yeah.
like they probably went swimming.
Oh, I had so much hair.
Okay. You make
so
it go over your face.
they
it's
make
like
over
a
your
curtain.
face. I just remember my parents would always be like, "You look like Cousin It," and then 10 years later they were like, "Oh, now I get it."
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
It was always like
You just
that.
had a moment.
I get it, guys. Thanks. Anyway.
The Addams Family also had an appearance in an episode of Scooby-Doo Where Are You? The original cartoon,
Lord knows I didn't watch that.
Nice.
which I think is awesome. I was running through that. It's on HBO, and I was obsessed with it for a bit, and then I learned that episodes were missing from HBO, and it bummed me out. And I
Yeah,
stopped
you're out.
watching it.
Wait,
You're
why?
so funny with stuff like that.
I have to be able to watch the whole thing.
You just get bummed out on things, and then you're just like, I won't watch anymore.
I'm not going to go on a big tangent here.
Yeah.
But if I did, it would go a little something. Recently I've been aware of this band for some time, but King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard. I've listened to a couple of their. I knew about them first because they use microtonal instruments, which is a whole diatribe I could go on for a long time. And I wasn't really into them, and I came back across them because they released an album recently, and their making of that album came across my YouTube page. They've been a band since like 2010, and they've released 27 albums. They did 5 albums in the year 2017. So that,
Fucking crazy.
as a person who has to absorb the whole of a thing that I'm into, they're extremely daunting. And the community knows that
Feel that.
because there's a website for getting into this band. Like, we'll listen to this album, and then if you like this part of this album, because they explore genres, they genre bend. They, a couple years ago, were just like, screw it, jazz album. And they got nominated for like a Grammy for their jazz
Wow.
album that they were just like screwing around with. But they will change genres in a song, or in a song, but within an album multiple times. So you'll be listening, and it's like almost, it's too much credit to say that they sound like Sgt. Pepper's era Beatles, but they do at times sound like Sgt. Pepper era Beatles. But then they'll sound like Metallica for 2 or 3 songs. It's super weird.
weird.
But they're hard for me to get into because I have to listen to the whole thing. When I started watching Top Gear, I started at the beginning, like 4 seasons before the show really hits its stride, and I loved it. But I have to, when you show me a band, I go to their first album. And then I'm like,
Which is sometimes unfortunate.
It is sometimes unfortunate, but it's what I do.
If
I
you
have
stop
to-
there.
That's just where I'm at with how my brain works. I have to know.
What's interesting, though, is
See-
you can seemingly stop once you start something.
Yeah, because like you never finished Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
I never
Whereas
finish things.
I will finish 4 seasons of a show even if I hate it after midway through the first season.
So it's
like I
because-
have to see this through. I have to see it to the end.
For me, I find it hard to casually like things, if that makes sense. So I have to be not only hooked on something, I have to be reeled in and dragged onto the boat. Like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? To really get in. So Brooklyn Nine-Nine, here's where I fell off with that. We watched that, and then we got to the episode where Bill Hader's character comes, and I was out because I hated his character.
That,
I didn't make it.
But it
two
resolves so
that lasts
quickly.
like- he
I
was-
know.
that
lasts
like
like
the other
3
side.
I
episodes.
know.
I didn't make it 2 episodes. We watched like 1.5, and I went, I hate
He's
this
like,
character.
I don't like this. I'm
that's
out.
the point.
I stopped watching
That's
the
the
show.
point.
I stopped watching it.
All right. Well, anyways.
God.
Huge tangent. I don't have anything more to say about Addams Family.
I have some
really.
Yeah.
questions.
Oh, go
I have some
ahead.
questions. Do you guys have like a favorite like funny line. Like I didn't think that Cameron was liking this movie that much because I couldn't quite get a read on him.
I
But
was
then
eating
he,
a cannoli, just sitting there in silence.
but then he kept laughing, and like one of the like biggest moments he popped out was like, let me
Good,
think
because
here.
I don't remember.
Gomez is like, Tish, how long has it been since we've waltzed? And she goes, oh, Gomez, hours. And then they start waltzing.
I was expecting like 40 years, and she's like, hours.
Yeah.
That's so...
Either one,
It's so
either
good.
extreme.
I couldn't... that my enjoyment of that line is I couldn't ever really predict where the family was going to go with stuff like that.
Yep.
And...
Yeah.
Every time I thought I would predict, like I thought she was going to say like decades, or it's been 60 years, or like
yeah.
allude to
Yeah.
them have
Waltzed.
been alive
Yeah.
forever. And she said hours, and I laughed at that so hard because it subverted my expectation of
Yeah.
what the line was going to be. That was 100% my favorite line from the movie. I'm glad you wrote it down.
I don't have anything that stands out. Just
Okay.
there's so many quick little things
Yeah.
between Morticia and Gomez.
Yeah,
That
they were the best.
yeah.
The other one
And
I
even
liked-
with Wednesday.
The other one I liked is with Wednesday and Pork Pie, or whatever the hell his name is.
Pugsley?
She was like,
Pugsley.
we're going to play a game called
Is There a God?
Is there a God?
And he's just like, okay.
Okay.
And then
I loved that.
Morticia comes up and
Just
she's like,
on
children,
board.
what are you doing? I'm going to electrocute him. And she's like, not today. Oh, well, actually, go ahead. Like,
Yeah, she's
just
like-
a quick one.
Or the knife.
yeah.
She's like, what are you doing with that? Are you going to hurt your brother with that? She's like, no, and takes the knife and then gives her a giant one that's like 10 times the size.
Yeah.
That's where my questions come in. I'm like, how is he not dead? What is she actually doing to him? Can he survive? Like, it just spirals me.
They're crazy. That's the same questions the police
Can't
would
kill
have.
an Adams.
Yeah.
You can't kill an
Can't
Adam.
kill
man.
an animal.
Carl,
Well,
what's your
apparently you can because you have all the tombstones that aren't just
Yeah, but-
tombstones of the people, but
But they were
of the
killed by
way they
people
died.
outside the family. I don't think anybody in the family can kill anybody in the family.
Right. They were
Maybe.
all executed, like drawn and quartered.
That's
and
true.
stuff.
All right.
You have a line, Carl?
I mean, yeah, all the stuff with Morticia and Gomez, but I think the one that was like, he's coughing up blood. He's like, not like he used to. That one really got me. And I almost spat at my drink.
All right, you brought it up. You have to have one. You brought it up. What's your favorite
Oh, well,
line?
mine was also kind of the one when I said that you laughed at.
Oh,
was
okay.
that one, hours. I just
The
thought,
hours.
Yeah.
That's
hours.
that line.
Or the call, I already mentioned it, where she's like, oh, she used to seduce men and dance on their graves. But don't worry, we've told Wednesday college first.
Yeah,
like, that
like-
one always pops me. Like, you know, you
Those
can
are-
get to your whoring
those
after you
lines,
graduate.
they perfectly.
She says it so soothingly.
Yeah.
right, and they
But it's like-
encapsulate what the movie
Yeah.
like is. Like that's the feeling. You can't explain the feeling, but you can
Yeah.
recite those lines and get it.
I've also, Gomez, you know, he's like, where he doesn't have a cigar, and he's like, I've been smoking since I was 5. Mother insisted. Like, he's been smoking cigars since he was 5 years old.
Yeah.
But like
Possibly.
he's angry.
Yeah.
He's like, how
well,
could-
because
how could
Fester's
you
like,
not
how could
know
you
that?
forget
Right,
that I've been
right.
smoking forever? You know, just classic child smoking. It's fine.
So would you recommend then if we liked this, the Wednesday show, or do you think that's...
Yeah, I think so.
far.
And would you
No.
recommend
What's
the
next?
sequel?
I might check it out.
I think the sequel's worth your time. I enjoyed it. It's definitely a bit, I mean, it's a sequel. Like, I don't think it quite holds up to the first one, but it's still like
They're at
Good.
camp in that one or something?
Wednesday. Yeah. There's
'Cause I remember
another
seeing
like,
clips of that on TV.
yeah, there's another villain
And I
that
thought
comes
that's what
in.
this one was.
No.
I remember
And
some
sends the
things about the
kids to
baby.
camp.
You had these on TV last autumn.
Yeah.
And I remember the closing scene of this movie because I remembered the whole baby thing, which I couldn't. Like, to me, the I'm pregnant, or she holds up the 3-legged, like,
Oh, that was a third leg?
that was a third leg, like, baby
I just thought it
outfit.
was going to be a boy.
Yeah, with a huge hog.
Or a tail?
Dumb joke. Move on.
I made that joke last night.
Anyway.
I thought that was like, it's kind of seemed like, oh, they're trying to get us off of the Fester topic. They don't want to end the movie on that. They're trying to give us something to take our mind off of, like, how dumb that was. But, like, not, you know,
Yeah.
I still liked the movie. I just thought
Yeah.
that whole
no.
resolution seemed a bit hashed.
I think you should watch the Wednesday show though. It's good.
I kind of want to.
It's fun. It's especially right now we're in October. Like, it's the time.
It is
Yeah.
the time.
All right.
There's
I'll check it
only one season, right?
Yes.
Aren't they
But a second one coming.
before hopefully before Jenna Ortega's like 35
I
years
know,
old.
I know.
Jesus.
My other question, and I don't know how this is gonna go, but if we were going to assign characters,
Oh wow.
who would we be?
Are we?
Nick, I
You
feel
gotta
like
be Wednesday, right?
No.
I don't know. No,
But you dressed as it.
like I feel like
How-
Nick is Fester.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's apt. Carl gives me Gomez vibes.
Carl gives me Gomez.
I'll
vibes.
take it.
It's like
So
it's
we're
just
not-
it's the joie de vivre for me. You know what I mean?
I'll take it.
Like
yeah,
Gomez
please.
has an overt confidence and sexiness that I think Carl possesses.
Stop.
Oh.
Stop it. He's a pleasure.
No.
Danielle, because you're so reserved, you're so emotional, you're so grounded that's a hard one as far as the Addams family
Maybe
goes.
I don't fit.
I don't know if you do, but if like, I just don't know. Like, are you the
Thing
grandmom?
is kind of expressive with its hand movements.
Are you Thing?
My thing. He has some panicking.
Thing is the straightest man in the Addams. All right, you're Thing.
Great.
Who the
That
hell
is
am I?
Not what I would have expected.
What would you
Lurch.
would expect?
You got the hair for
I don't
cousin
know.
It.
He does have the hair for Cousin It. Cousin It was really social though. He saw that lady and
Oh,
he walked
true,
up
right.
and schmoozed her.
Would I be
Cameron
Lurch?
would never.
Ooh. Cameron
Quiet,
Lurch.
but like I'm not.
I feel like we don't know enough
Lurch
about
is
Lurch.
so calm.
Lurch is
and
great.
slow.
Talking. He painted
You're
though.
reserved,
He
but
was
you're not
artistic.
really stoic.
I'm not stoic. He's stoic. I'm reserved, but like I can be very passionate about certain
You
things.
can be.
I am very, very passionate.
Oh.
You're
usually
not a
with-
Pugsley.
No.
You can roll that out. Are you
Is
Wednesday?
yeah,
I
is
mean-
Cameron Wednesday?
Am I Wednesday?
Hates everyone.
I'm Wednesday. too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of reserved.
But like I'm too angry to be Wednesday, but anger doesn't really fit with any Addams. So
Yeah.
These are all fast. You know,
Gomez
they're all
got a
fast
little
and
angry
loose.
though.
Gomez
Gomez has a
did,
lot of
but
passion.
I don't
Yeah.
have the.
He doesn't have the panache.
She's good at
You
reading
got the
people.
mustache.
She
Is good at reading people.
And
Ooh.
that's like my autistic superpower, is reading people. Yeah,
It feels right. I don't know.
I'm Carl's daughter.
You should have been the one to dress up as Wednesday.
Cut to next week.
That's the next.
We all dress up as our characters next week.
We just kill. We cut
just-
Danielle's hand
it's
off.
just my
I have a
hand.
You're just in like one of those things
No.
that covers your whole body.
We
You just
reframe
cut out
reframe the camera and we just cut a hole in the bottom of her chair and put her hand through.
Man.
She just talks in Morse code the whole time.
I did like that part. Like he's signing
That
too
was funny.
fast, and then he tries to write and he can't do it, so he takes the spoon and like chips the table doing Morse code. I like that. It's
He's doing sign language.
You have another question for the cast?
No, that was it. But I thought of another line.
Oh, okay, go.
When they have the lemonade stand, and then the Girl Scout's like, "I'll buy a glass of lemonade if you'll buy a box of cookies." And she's like, "Are they made from real Girl Scouts?"
Was first,
Oh,
she,
yeah,
well, she does the
That
whole
was a
diatribe of
great
I
line.
only drink real
I only
lemonade.
drink
Like,
real lemon.
Is your lemonade made with real lemons? And my ass is thinking, what the hell else do you make but powdered lemonade? And then, yeah, is it made with real Girl Scouts? She just walks away.
So good.
Great.
That's great.
They're bad salesmen though, because they had like all the arsenic and stuff on the table.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
That scene is like a snippet of the second movie. Like Wednesday's whole plot
Okay.
in the second movie is like burn down the blondes at camp.
Oh.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm kind of concerned with like wanting to watch the second one because it sounds like it's a lot of Wednesday, and this was
No, there's a lot of
Gomez.
no, there's a lot of Fester too. There might be more of the Morticia and Gomez that I'm not remembering.
I just want Morticia and Gomez.
It's
though.
been a minute since I've seen that one.
Yeah, this was the perfect blend of every character.
We didn't get enough Pugsley, and we didn't get enough.
But I
Cousin
don't
Ed.
really know what his flavor is. Other
Maybe
than,
they
being a
don't.
punching
Maybe
bag.
that's why we didn't get a lot of them.
Yeah.
Perhaps.
I wonder if that's the way the old cartoon was. I really would like to know, like, yeah, how far did this change from the comic, or is it a pretty faithful adaptation?
Right.
Well,
There you go.
should we move to him and a
Should we
miss?
move to? We have no hot points.
No hot people.
Although I would throw
I didn't-
all of my hot points behind Morticia.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't even think about hot points, but I don't really know what I Gomez isn't hot to me. Sorry, Gomez.
Yeah, Morticia's.
I appreciate
Moving on.
how passionate of a husband you are. You seem like you love your wife.
He's doting.
He is. He's doing.
That's good. It's a good vibes.
Mommy Morticia.
Green flags, if you will.
I need a Morticia shirt.
Mommy Morticia.
You do need a Morticia
That
shirt.
says mommy on it. Yeah. I'd wear that.
I'm getting that for you for Christmas now.
I'm gonna buy it after the show. All right, no hot points. Like you said, hit, mid, or miss time. I'll go first. It's a hit. I love this movie, and
I'm so glad you liked
I had
it.
a fun time.
Yay.
My sign was 30 minutes in when I wasn't taking notes. I was like, this is a good movie. So,
Yay.
hit
I'm
for
glad-
me. Hit. I'm looking at Nick, so he can go next.
Uh,
Oh, God.
You want to,
like, it's mid because
it was,
rules?
It was boring.
no. It's mid
Oh, my God. No, it's not.
only
You're still
because.
wrong.
This is
so
like
my
the
last.
wrongest you've been since Casablanca, our second episode.
It's been a long time.
My last note was it's the party scene, and I'm starting the checkout. When's he gonna get to the treasure?
Never.
And then
It's
they.
not about the treasure.
I know, and that's when
It's about sending a message.
I just feel like a lot of the plot fell apart in the last third.
Why?
Because it
What about it? Because the plot
all
is-
led up
you
to him
understand-
not being Fester and
But he is.
getting the treasure and like.
You understand it's a Fester movie, though. He's the plot. Or did you not understand that it's a Fester?
Yeah, I mean, I guess you're right,
I am.
but he was. God, I've not thought this through to articulate.
That's not
it
good because you're arguing
on a
with me.
podcast.
And I'm always right.
I just feel like he was working up towards the thing, and then I didn't like the twist.
What was the twist?
Is where I'm landing.
'Cause I didn't-
where it's
That
like
he
he's
was
actually
Fester?
Fester.
But I didn't
Like
like
I wanted him to.
I didn't like
figure
that
out
either. But that's the movie is resoundly over by that point.
So you,
Oh my God! He broke the set.
So I hated this movie.
What is this? What is all that dust? What is this?
This
made
is gross.
Of? Arsenic?
All right.
Oh, it's
Not
just-
touching this.
Well, it's just
We're
not
back.
screwed in at all. There you go.
That's been coming loose for like 6 months. I don't know. I just didn't love the last little bit of the movie.
I mean, I didn't.
Because
I didn't
I-
either. I didn't like the last scene. But
didn't-
I
I
talked
liked
about that.
the-
At the
I
beginning
didn't
of the
like
show.
that it was. I guess you're right. This is a Fester movie, and I didn't really watch it through that lens. I wanted him to not be Fester at the end of this movie.
but like you wanted him to then join the family just
Or
as
did
who
you
he
want-
is.
It-
I don't
it
think so.
probably
I just
means
wanted.
more.
I wanted him to get caught, and then the family be happy and him gone. Kind of.
Oh,
That's a worse movie.
That's just. Maybe it's not even what I wanted. It's where I thought it was going, and I didn't follow.
So you
the-
got a
the
better
twist.
ending, and you're like,
Mid.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at.
all right, well, if there's a way to watch a movie wrong, that's it. Carl, save us.
So I thought I had seen this before. I had absolutely not seen this. So
What did you confuse it with?
I think I'd seen. I think I'd just seen some clips from the second one on TV and thought I'd seen most of it. But
Keep going.
Keep going. Sorry, we're doing.
But I really enjoyed this movie. I was worried it was going to be Casper Part 2, but I really liked it. I might
Yes.
watch Wednesday. I might watch the Part 2.
Do it.
I was not expecting this plot where it was kind of like an undercover guy pretending to be one of the family. I didn't know what the movie was going to be about, but I wasn't expecting that. But I really loved the family dynamic and kind of the Bob's Burgers of it all. So yeah, hit for sure.
I had to stop myself from looking it up because I also
Yeah.
we were like 45 minutes in, and I'm like, where the hell is this going?
Oh.
And I wrote it out. I was a brave boy.
I'm proud of you.
All right, Wednesday.
Part of me
Okay.
does kind of
Oh.
wish that he wasn't the related, like the brother. So like him being part of the family meant more, but I don't. That's who cares.
Like if
whatever,
they
you know?
if they cut to him like on like sitting on his bed and he's like looking at a photograph of like Fester and Gomez and he's like, oh, I have this now, but it's not really me. Like you wanted something like that, or
Yeah, because I thought the whole theme was kind of like found family, and it's like you
Right.
pick your family kind of thing. But
well,
I mean,
it kind
it's,
of went
whatever.
there,
It didn't really
but then they pulled the
detract from
punch,
me.
which was
Yeah,
kind of my
a little
point at the
bit.
beginning of the show. Like, I don't know. I think it's
Yeah,
I don't want the ambiguity because that's frustrating. And it also opens up to like just Reddit threads to argue about. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's just exhausting to me.
Yeah.
Trying to cover.
And it's a
in
silly movie
potholes.
at the end of the day. So
Yeah, it's a kids
whatever.
movie. It's
Yeah.
great. All right, Wednesday,
Enjoyed it.
close us out with you.
It's a miss because I'm Wednesday and I hate everything. No,
Oh.
I'm just kidding. It's a hit. I really like this movie.
When was the last time you watched it? Other
I
than
don't
like casually
know.
last year, I think we caught it on television because I remember
Hours.
Hours. No, I don't know. I feel like I try to watch it like semi-regularly, like in October, like not every year, but you know, a decent amount of times.
Yeah.
You know, it's usually on TV somewhere, like sometime, and I'll put it on. It has to be on TV because it's not on any streaming service.
It is. It's on Paramount Plus.
We've never really had that. We
We
had
did
that
for
for
a
like
bit.
a
You
You
hot
watch it on
minute.
Pluto with 90 ads.
Nah,
Yeah,
not about
no.
that. But I have a lot of nostalgia for it. I really liked it the first time I watched it, and I keep going back. I like the spooky vibes without being too spooky.
Right.
I like the family dynamic. I like the craziness. I like that it's not too stressful. It's a vibe. And
It's
I
a
like
cool.
it.
It's certainly a cool angle because it like maybe would be spooky if you were narratively on the side of like an average person,
Right.
but because you're on the side of the family, you're like, oh, of
I'm
course.
in.
You buy it. It's great.
Yeah,
So
you guys
good.
are eating like pig intestines for like breakfast, and it moves around. That's cool.
It's so good,
Yeah.
and not giant stacks of pancakes. Casper.
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 She's eating like Fruit Loops later and spits it out.
Yeah.
Like, it's so funny.
All right. On that note, we're gonna watch another movie next week.
We are.
We're gonna watch, I think, Charlie Brown and the Great Pumpkin, or whatever
Yes.
that movie.
It's the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown.
Thank you. We're
Reverse.
kind of,
Good
you know,
grief.
we're
Strike that. Reverse
it'll
it.
be the first week of November, so it's a little late
Thank
for
you.
Halloween, but close enough that you know it's fall vibes.
We're gonna keep it going.
and
with
we're gonna
some fall
keep
vibes.
we're gonna keep the fall vibes rolling through November. We think some more fall kind of movies. So hey, put some plaid on and I don't know, Paul Bunyan a tree down and make cider. I don't know
Eat
what
some
you do for
pumpkin
fall.
bread.
We don't
I
have
know.
fall here. We live in Florida. It was
It's hot.
fall last week for 2 days.
Yep.
And only because a million hurricanes cooled the air down. So, hey,
They did.
fall, my favorite season, which is unfortunate because I live here. So, we're going to watch some Charlie Brown. Nick has never seen anything Charlie Brown.
It's true.
So, wah, 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 wah. And we'll catch you in the next one.